My child, my beloved, lean in closer. This is not a coincidence. This is not random. Heaven has stopped you here for one reason only. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. Don't try to ignore it. Don't think you can push it aside. This message is sealed with your name, and no one else can hear it but you. Don't tell anyone. This is private, this is sacred, this is only for you. Your soulmate's hidden truth has been waiting for the right moment to be revealed. And that moment is now. Heaven says, if they walk away from this, they may never know. If they close their ears, the truth will fade forever. You felt it, haven't you? That strange heaviness in your chest. That pull when you look at their name, when you dream of their face, when your soul feels restless without explanation. That was not your imagination. That was your soulmate whispering through the veil of time. That was Archangel Michael trying to push you toward this moment. And finally, you're here. My beloved, do not doubt this. Michael himself is shouting, stay. Don't skip this. Don't walk away, because what they need to hear is tied to their destiny. The one you love, the one you were bound to in spirit before birth, they have been trying to send you signs. Every repeating number, every dream you woke from suddenly, every whisper in your heart that you couldn't explain, those were not accidents. Those were love signals, waiting for this message to arrive. God says, this is not just romance. This is not just feeling. This is covenant. This is destiny. And right now, there are forces trying to break it. Forces that don't want you to know the truth. That's why Michael had to break through the silence. That's why heaven opened the door. Because your soulmate's truth must be spoken, tonight. Stop. Breathe. Do you feel that strange energy wrapping around you? That warmth in your chest, that tingling on your skin? That is confirmation. That is your soul recognizing the voice of truth. You can deny it with your mind, but your spirit knows. And Michael says, they are ready. Speak it now. My beloved, your soulmate never left you. Even when distance separated you. Even when silence filled the air. Even when betrayal and confusion tried to convince you otherwise. Their soul kept calling for you. Their prayers kept rising for you. And their hidden truth is this: they are still bound to you, still tied to your heart, still carrying your name in their spirit. This is not ordinary love. This is divine design. God carved this bond before you were born. But here is the warning: someone is trying to stand in the middle. Someone is whispering lies, sowing doubts, hiding truths. And if you do not listen, if you do not open your spirit, their interference could cost you what heaven destined for you. Michael shouts louder, do not ignore this. If they leave now, they will walk into the enemy's trap. If they stay, they will see the hidden truth of their soulmate revealed, and nothing will stop the union again. Good. You are still here. That means you are listening. That means your soul is ready to hear what it was afraid to face. Your soulmate is closer than you think. Closer than your breath. Closer than your heartbeat. Even in silence, even in absence, they have been here. And now they want you to know their hidden truth. My beloved child, don't move away. The words you are reading now are not mine, they are heaven's. Archangel Michael stands behind you, his hand heavy on your shoulder, whispering, stay, my beloved. Stay, my chosen one. Because if they leave now, their truth will vanish into silence. You have been waiting for confirmation. You have been aching for proof. You have whispered, God, show me if they are truly mine. Show me if I am imagining the bond. Show me if I should let go or hold on. Asterisk. And heaven answers here, now. Your soul was never imagining. Your bond was never fake. This is covenant. But Michael says, asterisk, the hidden truth must be revealed. Asterisk. Your soulmate's silence was not rejection, it was fear. Fear of losing you. Fear of the truth being too much. Fear of the enemy's lies. But their spirit has been crying for you in places words could not reach. And now heaven has given permission, the truth can finally be spoken. Beloved, do you feel it? That sudden heat in your chest, that tug at your soul? That is your spirit recognizing their voice. That is your body remembering what your soul always knew. They never left. They never stopped. And they never will. Your soulmate's hidden truth is this: they are bound to you in a way they cannot escape. They tried to silence it. They tried to deny it. They even tried to walk away. But God's design cannot be erased. Michael says, asterisk, every road they took still led back to you. Every prayer they whispered still carried your name. Every dream they saw still ended with your face. Asterisk. Someone has tried to block this. A false voice. A shadow pretending to care. A hand weaving lies in the dark. But heaven has pulled the curtain away. Their plans are collapsing even now. The delay was never denial, it was divine protection. So that when this truth reached you, you would be strong enough to carry it. My beloved child, your soulmate's silence has hidden more than words. It has hidden fear. It has hidden longing. It has hidden prayers they whispered for you in secret. They prayed you would not give up. They prayed you would not believe the lies. They prayed you would not walk away before heaven revealed the truth. And now those prayers are being answered through this very moment. Michael warns, asterisk, tell them, if they doubt now, they will regret it forever. Tell them, if they stay, their spirit will finally find rest. Because the one they love has been loving them in silence, waiting for this opening. Asterisk. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes. Do you see their face? Do you hear their voice? That is not your imagination. That is heaven confirming what your soul already knows. It is them. It has always been them. My beloved, God says, asterisk, I wrote your name side by side before time began. I tied your fates in a way that no man, no demon, no betrayal can cut. This is not an accident. This is not coincidence. This is covenant. This is destiny. Asterisk. But your soulmate's truth is heavier than you think. They carry regret. They carry words unsaid. They carry love they could not release before. And now, heaven says, asterisk, let them know. Reveal it now. Break the silence. Asterisk. And so it is being revealed here, through this divine message. Good, you are still reading. Do you know what that means? It means you are ready. It means your spirit can finally handle what was hidden. It means the enemy failed in trying to distract you. And because you stayed, you are about to hear the rest of your soulmate's truth. My beloved, do not let your eyes wander now. This next part is the deepest confession your soulmate ever feared to speak in life. They held it back not because they wished to hurt you, but because the truth was heavy and they were not yet ready to carry its consequences. Michael says, asterisk, tell them, the silence was a brace, not a betrayal. The silence was their shield as they learned how to love without breaking. Asterisk. You may feel a sudden ache rise in your chest as these words land. That ache is the place where truth and memory meet. It will hurt, and that is okay. Hurt is the doorway to healing. Their hidden truth is wrapped in that hurt, they withheld their voice because they were afraid of losing you the moment the truth escaped their lips. They feared that honesty might push you away rather than draw you closer. Listen carefully now. Your soulmate has been wrestling with choice after choice, night after night, praying for courage to be honest. They wanted to say everything, but each time their courage rose, a new fear silenced them. Michael says, they begged for time, not to fool you, but to ensure their love would not destroy what it sought to build. That is why their footsteps faded at times. That is why they left doors half closed. This is the core of their truth: they are bound to you, but they are also broken in places they could not mend alone. They feared that revealing their fracture would also reveal their weakness, and they thought weakness would cost your love. But heaven whispers now that weakness is not the end, weakness is the place where grace meets you both. God says, bring your brokenness into the light. I will knit what is torn. Do you feel the breeze on your skin? That is not just air. That is the spirit of reunion, of permission, of mercy. Your soulmate has been praying for forgiveness and for boldness. They have been pushing through shame like a child finding its voice. And tonight, through this message, they are given permission to speak the truth that will either save or shift everything. They want you to know this. They kept a secret because they were terrified of losing you to the chaos of it. Not because they wanted another life, but because they were trying to protect the life you might have had together until they felt safe to be fully honest. Sometimes love hides its own trembling, sometimes it mistakes silence for safety. But Michael steps in and says, silence can be as dangerous as betrayal. Speak now, before the chance becomes regret. You might see their face as you read this. You might hear a memory replay in your head. Let it happen. Allow remembrance to wash through you so the truth can settle. When it settles, you will taste freedom. And when freedom arrives, so will clarity. God has been preparing both of you for this clarity, even when neither of you believed it possible. There is more. Your soulmate has been hiding not only fear but also a truth that could protect you. They learned something, an observation, a whisper, a worry, that they were too frightened to reveal because it would upset family, disrupt comfort, or start fights. But Michael says, the truth that saved them must be the truth that saves you. Secrets kept to avoid friction will always cost more than the friction itself. The hidden truth they carry concerns paths people are walking around you, motions in the dark that affect your destiny. Hear this clearly: they saw things you did not see. They witnessed how people moved when you weren't looking, how words were framed behind closed doors, how choices were made in your name that you did not approve. They carried that knowledge heavy and alone, fearful to break the peace with a bombshell that might shatter more than one heart. Yet now heaven says the silence must end, because silence would hand your victory to those who thrive on shadows. Take a breath. This message is a lifeline. It tells you that your soulmate's heart was fighting a battle you were not privy to, and they fought it because of you. They were protecting you in a way you could not yet understand. They hid things not to hide from you but to keep you safe until the opportune moment when truth would not destroy but rescue. Michael speaks with urgency. If they are hesitant to reveal because of shame, meet them with mercy, not with accusation. If they are fearful of losing love, remind them that true love grows from truth, not from comfortable illusions. This is your part too. This is the moment where your faith is tested. Will you receive the raw confession with gentleness, or will you recoil and allow fear to finish what it started? God says, courage is contagious. When one of you dares to speak, the other will find strength to listen. When one opens, the other may finally heal. So breathe. Prepare your heart to receive, even if the revelation stings. Because the sting is temporary and the restoration that follows is eternal. Now listen again, there was an element of deception in the circle around your love. Not because your soulmate wanted to deceive you, but because others conspired to steer the story, your story, away from the truth. Names were omitted, papers were shuffled, promises were softened into forgettable phrases. Your soulmate felt trapped between loyalty to family and loyalty to your shared destiny. Heaven wants you to see this with eyes of compassion, not of anger, so the truth can be used to unshackle you both. Michael commands, expose the shadow, not to shame, but to liberate. Let truth untie the knots and let mercy heal the wounds. This is how you will move forward, by naming what was hidden and then letting God rewrite the ending. You are not being asked to condemn. You are being invited to reclaim. Do you feel the tremor in your spirit? That is destiny rearranging itself around the truth. It will feel chaotic at first because truth always disrupts the comfortable lie. But on the other side of chaos lives clarity, provision, and peace. God promises to guide every step you take once you choose honesty as your companion. Remember, your soulmate's love was real even when their actions were unclear. Love can be clumsy, terrified, and imperfect, and still be true. Heaven asks you to anchor in the truth that it is safer to live in the light, no matter how raw, than in the dark, no matter how comfortable. Michael whispers now, softer than before, this revelation will change their path. It will either sever them from those who would deflect their destiny or it will bind them closer to what is holy. Either way, their future will be purer because the truth is revealed. Stay. Keep listening. There is more to come, more details, more names, more signs that will confirm what the soul has always known. When you finish this message today, do not rush to act in fury. Wait for God's instruction. Pray together if you can. Seek confirmation in signs He gives. And if you want steady guidance, remain with this channel of truth, let this message be a compass for your heart. You are doing well. Because you stayed, the soul who was once silent can now breathe. Because you stayed, heaven can hand you both the next piece of your miracle. And because you stayed, the enemy's plans to scatter your blessing are starting to unravel. Michael's voice grows tender now, tell them, the one who loved in silence never stopped fighting for this union. They were only waiting for the courage to bring the truth into the light. Honor that courage when it comes. Good. You are still here. Hold on to this moment, the most decisive part of the revelation is ahead, names will be named, events will line up, and a pathway will be shown. But first, let your heart steady. Let the truth sink in. Let divine mercy prepare you for what comes next. Good, you stayed. Now listen, the part that follows will line up like stars, signs, names, moments, all pointing to what your soul already suspected. First, there will be a small, ordinary thing that breaks open the secret. A message on your phone. A name mentioned in a casual conversation. A paper you find in a drawer. Do not dismiss it. Heaven uses small doors to enter big rooms. When that tiny thing appears, stop everything and pay attention. Michael says, that small door is the hinge of your miracle. There will be a name you have not thought of in years, a name that will arrive unexpectedly. It may come from a stranger, a letter, or a forgotten voice message. When you hear it, your chest will tighten. That tightening is the universe confirming the connection. Write it down. Keep it sacred. Do not announce it to the world, treat it like the treasure it is. Next, look for repeating numbers. Not because numbers have power on their own, but because angels often speak in patterns. 7, 3, 1, pay attention to the sequence that repeats for you. When you begin to see it everywhere, know this: heaven is confirming the path. Michael says, asterisk, when the number returns, so does validation. Asterisk. There will also be a moment of confrontation, not violent, but revealing. A question you've long avoided will be asked by someone who cannot hide the truth anymore. They will stumble over words. Their voice will change. Watch the micro-expressions, they will give away what years of politeness covered. This is the hour of unmasking. When it happens, breathe and do not react in wrath. React with wisdom. Heaven will guide your response if you ask. Your soulmate will finally speak plainly. It might be clumsy, hesitant, apologetic, that is okay. Real love does not come wrapped in perfect speeches. It arrives in broken sentences, in honest confessions, in hands that tremble while they reach for yours. When they speak, meet them with mercy first. Michael commands, asterisk, mercy opens what accusation closes. Asterisk. There will be proofs that knit the fragments together. Old photos that reveal a pattern. A voice note you forgot you had. A receipt with a name. A witness who suddenly remembers. When proofs arrive, they will not all be dramatic. Many will be small confirmations that together form a mountain of truth. Collect them gently. Store them wisely. Do this now: write a name on paper, the first name that came to your heart when you read this message. Fold it, place it somewhere safe, and pray over it. This is an act of covenant, it anchors heaven to earth. Michael says, asterisk, when they write the name, angels form a cord of protection around that destiny. Asterisk. You may feel angry. You may feel betrayed. That is human and valid. But the first response asked of you is not retribution, it is clarity. Ask God for clarity before you confront. Ask Michael for discernment before you decide. When you move from clarity, your steps will be steady. When you move from outrage, you may be led astray. There will be a place to go, not always a person to shout at, sometimes a room to enter, a box to open, a file to read. In that place you will find an unexpected piece, maybe a letter, maybe a scanned document, that shifts the balance. When it appears, Michael's voice will feel close, and you will know you are being led, not just discovering by accident. Prepare yourself spiritually. Fast in some small way if you can. Pray with simple words, asterisk, God show me truth, God give me courage, God protect what is mine. Asterisk. These short prayers line up the unseen forces to work on your behalf. Do not let pride keep you from prayer, humility is your ally now. If your soulmate is reachable, do not rush to accuse. Begin with a single sentence that opens room, asterisk, I need to hear something from your heart, truth, nothing hidden. Asterisk. Give them space to speak. If they start to confess and crumble, offer a steady hand, not a falling sword. Saintly rage is not the answer, sanctified wisdom is. There will be signs of protection appearing, a friend who suddenly supports you, a lawyer's advice that makes sense, an unexpected message that warns you in time. These are angels working through people, receive them. Do not isolate. Heaven often pours through human hands. Listen for a repeated phrase, a line that returns to you from dreams or from songs on the radio. That repeated phrase will be the secret key to confirmation. When it shows, record it. Share it with someone you trust in the spirit, not with the first critic who delights in drama. Now, a firm instruction from Michael: do not erase evidence. Do not delete messages, do not burn papers, do not throw away the things that seem small. Heaven uses these small things as anchors. Preserve them, because they will be the proof that redeems and restores. There will be moments of testing in the next 7 to 14 days. A tempting offer may come that seems to smooth everything over, an apology too quick, a payment too generous, a plan that asks you to forget. Do not accept the quick repair. Quick fixes are often veils. Ask for time. Allow clarity to settle. If something is offered to hush the truth, treat it as suspicious, not as a miracle. If your soulmate confesses and asks for forgiveness, see if repentance is joined with change. True repentance is visible, it rearranges life, not just words. Ask for proof in character, not just promises in speech. Heaven honors consistent change more than eloquent apologies. There will likely be a boundary to set. A person who must be kept at a distance for the sake of your future. This is not cruel, it is holy. Michael says, boundaries are the fences God gives to protect his garden. Set them with prayerful intention and a heart that wants restoration, not revenge. Do not fear the exposure of truth. Truth, once spoken, tends to heal faster than a secret that rots in silence. The moment of revelation is a painful incision that, when tended by mercy, blossoms into new life. Trust that God can make beauty from the cut. A subscription message woven in prayerful flow. If this message is reaching your heart and aligning your spirit, consider staying close to this channel of words, not for drama, but for direction. There will be more confirmations sent this way, stay soft and alert to hear them. Heaven will confirm the path with one decisive sign, a symbol, a repeated name, or a meeting that could not have been planned. When that sign comes, act with wisdom. Do not leap without counsel, do not stay without evidence. Let heaven and earth agree before you move. Remember this, forgiveness is not always immediate reunion. You may forgive and still choose distance until change is proven. Forgiveness clears your heart, it does not necessarily reopen every door immediately. Let wisdom steward your mercy. If your soulmate truly repents and rebuilds, your union can become stronger than it was before. Trust that God can rewrite your story so that the very place of pain becomes the place of power. Many sacred unions are forged in the fire of truth and then tempered into something unbreakable. But if deceit remains after the truth is spoken, then Michael instructs, walk away without malice. Leave with dignity. Protect your destiny. Walking away does not mean you failed, sometimes leaving is sacred preservation of what God intended for you. In all this, keep a journal. Write dates, times, names, and impressions. From this journal, a pattern will emerge that heaven will use to guide you. Paper is a friend to memory, record what you see. When you are overwhelmed, return to one sentence, God, show me the way. Repeat it until peace comes. Peace is the compass of truth. If what you discover brings fear without peace, step back and pray again. If what you discover brings peace with clarity, move forward. Your soulmate's truth will widen into a path of restoration if both of you choose honesty now. If only one chooses it, then the path will be different, perhaps healing alone, perhaps a new destiny. Either way, God is with you, and Michael stands as guardian at your side. Now close your eyes and breathe slowly. Ask for one small sign tonight, a dream image, a repeated number, a name on a page. When it comes, do not dismiss it, receive it. That small sign will be the thread that stitches the next scene. You are not alone. Heaven is moving on your behalf. You were selected for this revelation because you are strong enough to carry it and gentle enough to steward it. Do not let pride or rage ruin what mercy can heal. Hold these words like a lamp in your hand as you walk the coming days. They are not the final verdict but the beginning of a path that leads you toward truth, protection, and, if it is God's will, a restored union more real and holy than either of you imagined. Stay awake. Stay prayerful. And when the sign arrives, when the name is mentioned, the number repeats, the proof appears, act with courage and with God's wisdom. Michael stands behind you, sword lowered but ready. God's hand is over your life, patient and powerful. You are chosen. You are watched. Your future is being written even now. Keep listening. There is more revelation ahead, and because you stayed this far, heaven will not abandon you in the next step. When you are ready, say aloud, I am ready for truth. I will choose with wisdom. I will guard my destiny. Say it now, and let it anchor your heart. Good, you stayed. Now breathe, and let these words sink deeper. The path ahead will not be neat, it will be raw, true, and decisive. But every step of truth you take now rewrites the map of your life. Michael says, do not be afraid of the messy unfolding. The mess is the place where God sculpts beauty. There will be a moment when the world seems to choose a side. People who once blended into the background will suddenly appear with opinions. Some will cheer. Some will condemn. Let neither cheer nor condemnation drive your decision. Let the still, small voice of God lead you. He will not fail you. Your soulmate's confession will likely include a pain you didn't expect, a regret, an old habit, a fear that shaped choices. When you hear it, do not let the enemy use it to shame you into silence. Use it instead as the doorway to compassion. Michael instructs, turn shame into a story of redemption, not a weapon of destruction. You will also notice a curious reversal in people who opposed your path. Some will retreat, some will reveal themselves. Those who were hidden will be exposed. Those who pretended will fumble. This is not vindication for you to gloat. It is confirmation that heaven is aligning circumstances in your favor. Receive it with a quiet heart. There may be practical steps to take, a meeting to attend, a document to request, a phone call to make. Do them methodically. Do not rush. Do not act in panic. Practical faith is disciplined faith. When heaven gives direction, it often moves through ordinary chores done with reverence. If betrayal is confirmed, choose dignity. Do not sink to bitterness. Bitterness corrupts what could become a testimony. Michael says, leave room for God's justice rather than taking vengeance in your hands. He will settle what must be settled. Your dignity will become a beacon for others who watch your response. There will be moments of solitude that are valuable now. Go into them. Sit in quiet. Listen. Let God retune your heart's compass. In that silence, you will hear the exact next step, sometimes a single word, sometimes a vision, sometimes a name. That whisper will be your guide, follow it. A reminder, not every revelation requires immediate confrontation. Some truths need to be carried gently until the right time. Discernment is not delay, it is wisdom. Michael says, carry truth like embers, protected until they can ignite a safe, warm fire, not a burning inferno. You will be tempted to test people by setting traps or baiting confessions. Do not. Testing breeds more testing. Invite truth with open hands and a steady heart. When someone finally speaks honestly, offer sanctuary, counsel, and careful boundaries, never a blind return to old cycles without proof of change. There will be a miraculous provision when you least expect it, a call that pays a debt, a job that appears, a letter that clears the way. Do not treat these miracles as mere coincidence. They are heaven's currency arriving to rebuild what was stolen. Receive them gratefully and invest them wisely in your healing. If reconciliation is on the table, rebuild slowly. Trust is earned in tiny consistent acts, not in grand declarations. Set small, observable steps that show real change. Allow time and accountability to be part of your healing process. Michael emphasizes, repentance without rearrangement of life is hollow. Look for changed fruit. There will be unexpected allies, people who suddenly step forward to protect, to testify, to stand with you. These are angels in human form. Value them. Do not be too proud to accept help. God often moves through people who show up when you are most exposed. You may feel a physical reaction, sleeplessness, waves of emotion, sudden peace, or a burst of energy. All are normal under spiritual pressure. Keep your body tender. Eat simply, sleep when you can, and keep prayer short and persistent. Spiritual warfare tires the body. Care for yourself so your spirit can remain steady. There will be a final clarifying moment, an action you must take that is irreversible in some ways. It might be a public statement, a legal step, a packed bag, or a firm boundary declared. Prepare for it now in prayer and counsel. When the hour comes, do not be afraid to do what is necessary to protect the destiny God entrusted to you. If the truth brings loss, remember loss is often the clearing before a harvest. What falls away makes room for what is meant to remain. Michael comforts, what is taken by truth is replaced by a truer legacy. Hold on to that promise when the night seems hardest. This season will refine your faith. It will separate hollow belief from true trust. Your responses now will be the soil for your future testimony. Live as if God is rewriting the story now, because He is. A gentle caution, do not become addicted to revelation. Not every day will be dramatic. Much of the future is built in the small, faithful acts you do when no one watches. Honor the invisible work. God honors it too. If you find yourself drowning in anger or confusion, call a trusted friend who prays. Do not isolate. The enemy prefers isolation because it makes lies louder. Community anchors truth, confession lightens the load, prayer steadies the heart. There will come a day soon when you look back and see how every delay, every tear, every fearful night was paving the way for this rescue. That day will be a feast in your spirit. Celebrate it quietly and gratefully. Michael says, feast, but with humility. Remember who delivered you. Be careful with words. Speak less, listen more. Words can either torture an already wounded heart or soothe it into recovery. When you must speak the truth publicly, let it be measured, clean, and aimed at restoration rather than revenge. As confirmations arrive, offer them to God, not to gossip. Report back to heaven in prayer and receive further instruction. Do not be quick to broadcast every detail to the world. Keep sacred things sacred until the right testimony time comes. There will be a moment of peace that feels like a door closing gently behind you. When you experience that peace, you will know the season has shifted. Hold on to it, cultivate it with gratitude. Acknowledge the angels, thank Michael, and whisper a simple prayer, thank you for guiding me through the storm. If reunion is God's will, your relationship will emerge stronger because the truth was honored and healed. If separation is God's will, you will be freed into a new path that better aligns with your destiny. Either outcome is an invitation to deeper trust. Now, one final instruction before the next sign arrives. Write a short declaration and speak it aloud each morning for the next 7 days. Say, I choose truth. I walk in wisdom. God protects my destiny. These words will anchor heaven's movement in your day-to-day choices. You are chosen. You are watched. You are loved with a love that death, lies, and betrayal cannot nullify. Stand firm, move with wisdom, and let mercy lead your steps. When the decisive sign comes, act with courage and with prayer. Michael stands ready, God's hand is steady. You have been given a rare chance to let truth rewrite your life, do not squander it. Stay close to this channel of guidance for the confirmations that will follow. Do not be stunned if the next steps are quieter than you imagined, God often moves most powerfully in the hush. Now say softly, I will watch. I will wait. I will choose with wisdom. And carry that promise into the work of tomorrow. You stayed. Good. Now breathe and listen, the next part will give you the steady steps to walk through what is coming. This is not chaos, this is a process. Heaven is handing you both truth and a plan. First thing, protect your mind. When revelations arrive, the mind races to worst-case stories. Stop that spiral immediately. Say aloud, not my narrative. God writes my story. This simple sentence resets your spirit and calls heaven's authorship back into the center. Second, gather trusted witnesses. Not everyone should know. Choose 2 or 3 people who love God and love you without drama, friends who pray, not gossip. Share what you must with them and ask for prayer, not opinions. Heaven moves through prayerful cover, not through loud debates. Third, document everything. Not to fuel anger, but to preserve truth. Make a dated log of messages, calls, receipts, and happenings. This log will later be your map, helpful for legal steps or for clarity when emotions cloud memory. Michael says, small records become big rescue plans. Fourth, do not chase explanations, seek clarity. When someone offers a rushed explanation, ask for time. When someone offers a quick fix, pause. Clarity builds, it is not forced. Let evidence lead, not emotion. Fifth, protect your peace. Create a small ritual each morning, a 5-minute prayer, a slow breath, a brief gratitude list. This brief altar of calm keeps you centered as the world around you shifts. Heaven will meet you in that silence every time. Sixth, set soft boundaries first. A soft boundary is a loving distance that honors truth without cutting off the possibility of change. Example, limit intimate conversations until honesty is proven. Boundaries are not punishment, they are protection for what is sacred. Seventh, seek wise counsel. If legal or financial matters appear, consult a professional. God uses human wisdom. Do not be proud, accept help when it is needed. Michael says, wisdom partnered with prayer is unstoppable. Eighth, watch for synchronous confirmations. A repeated name, an unexpected visitor, a dream that mirrors waking events, these are heaven's nods. When multiple small confirmations cluster, act. When confirmations are thin, wait. Timing matters. Ninth, practice compassionate curiosity. When your soulmate speaks, ask gentle questions instead of launching accusations. Say things like, help me understand what happened, or, tell me what scared you. Curiosity opens doors, condemnation slams them shut. 10th, refuse to weaponize truth. Truth restored is not always truth used to punish. When you hold evidence, do so to heal or protect, not to destroy. Heaven hates cruelty disguised as justice. Let mercy be your first posture. There will be a surge in feelings, rage, relief, sorrow, unexpected joy. Embrace them in prayer, not in reactive speech. If you must speak publicly later, wait until your heart is steady. Words spoken in the storm often cause new storms. Practical prayer to say now, God, give me eyes to see, ears to hear, and feet to walk where you lead. Repeat it when doubt comes. This prayer aligns your steps to heaven's rhythm. A ritual for protection. At night, place your hands on your chest and whisper 3 times, "Guard my heart, protect my path, guide my choice." Do this for 7 nights. It is a simple act that invites angelic covering. When you confront those who hid things, do so in a place of safety, public enough to keep things honest, private enough to avoid spectacle. Bring a witness if needed. Speak the facts gently, not the accusations. Ask for explanations, not excuses. If reconciliation is offered, ask for concrete signs of change, transparency with finances, shared counseling, or public declarations of accountability. True change is visible, promises alone are thin air. Michael says, real change builds by steps, not by slogans. If separation becomes necessary, plan with prayer and counsel. Exit with dignity. Preserve your inner life. Do not allow the enemy to steal your future through humiliation or haste. Walking away can be a sacred act of preservation when a soul refuses to repent. Expect provision to appear in unusual ways, a delayed payment that clears a debt, an unexpected job, a neighbor who steps in, a relative who remembers a forgotten support. These are heaven's ways of rebuilding what was dismantled. Receive them with gratitude, and steward them with care. If children are involved, guard them with calm and clarity. Speak only what is necessary. Protect their sense of security. Heaven's aim is to heal whole families, not to traumatize them for truth's sake. As truths unfold, keep a spiritual posture of surrender. Surrender does not mean giving up, it means handing the timing and outcome to God. Surrender keeps you from performing justice in the flesh. It preserves your peace and invites heaven's justice to work. Throughout this season, repeat this affirmation every morning and night. I will choose truth with mercy, wisdom with courage, and peace with firmness. Let it live in your bones. A gentle subscription reminder, woven in prayer. If these words have steadied you, stay close for further confirmations that will arrive through this space, messages that will help you test each sign by prayerful standards. You will be tempted to replay the pain over and over. Do not stay in the loop. Give your mind a limit, 10 minutes of remembering, then a redirect to a task, phone a friend, wash a dish, open a window. Little acts of ordinary life protect you from spiritual exhaustion. When the decisive sign finally arrives, you will know. It will be calm, not chaotic. It will bring a peace that steadies rather than a fury that explodes. That peace is the stamp of heaven saying, "This is the way." If reunion is God's plan, rebuild slowly and sacredly. Rename old disappointments as lessons. Write a covenant together, small, practical acts that show true change. Let accountability be public and consistent. Celebrate the small wins together. If separation is God's plan, grieve with honor. Grief is holy, let it move through you with prayer and counsel. Allow God to rewrite the script of loss into a new chapter of purpose and provision. Michael's final practical word: keep a simple altar of gratitude in your room, 3 small items, a candle, or safe light, a written prayer, and a folded name, the name you first wrote when this message began. This altar is a place to return when storms come, a reminder that heaven is working while you live. Now a spiritual anchor for your heart. Read these words and say them slowly: I am guarded. I am chosen. I will move with wisdom. Say them until they become your first reaction, not your last resort. You are not alone in this. Heaven moves with strategy, not with panic. Michael stands as your sentinel, and God crafts the path. Walk it with steady steps, prayerful hands, and a merciful heart. When the next confirmation arrives, come back here and I will guide you through the proper next move. You are safe to proceed in truth because heaven is your witness and your shield. Now rest a little, gather strength, and prepare. Your life is about to be rewritten for good. Good, you are still here. That means your heart is steady enough to carry what many would abandon. Michael says, because they stayed, heaven can trust them with the deeper revelation. Do not fear what follows, fear only the silence that comes when you walk away too soon. Your soulmate's hidden truth continues. It is not only about their silence, not only about what they could not say. It is about a promise they made in secret. A promise they whispered to heaven, late at night, when they thought you would never hear. They said, if I cannot tell them myself, then God, let the angels tell them. This message is the answer to that prayer. You have wondered why you felt restless at night, why you woke at 3 a.m. with your chest tight, why their face rose in your dreams. It was their soul tugging at yours, reaching through the veil, asking you not to give up. The hidden truth is this, even in their distance, even in their fear, they never let go of you. They were bound by love stronger than denial, stronger than silence, stronger than death itself. Michael is urgent, tell them their bond was sealed long before men could interfere. Tell them the tie is older than memory, deeper than words, written in eternity. That is why you could never fully forget. That is why no substitute ever fit. That is why the ache never left your chest. Because your soul recognized what your mind tried to doubt. There is more. Your soulmate has been protecting you from afar. They kept certain truths hidden not to deceive you but to shield you. They overheard things. They saw how someone close to you moved with deception, smiled with lies, planned in shadows. They feared telling you directly would make you crumble, so they carried it alone. But now heaven insists, the secret cannot remain buried. It must be revealed so that you may be spared. Beloved, do you feel the air thicken as you read? That heaviness is not fear. It is revelation pressing down, demanding your spirit to pay attention. This is the hour where heaven peels back the curtain. Michael says, do not run from this unveiling. It may sting, but it will save them. What is hidden festers, what is revealed heals. Your soulmate's hidden truth is tied to family. Yes, family. Someone carries a double face, warm in the daylight, dark in secret. They smiled with you, but in their silence, they worked against you. Your soulmate saw it. They tried to warn with glances, with small words, with unease, but you could not see the full picture then. Now, heaven speaks directly, be watchful. Be discerning. Your spirit already knows who it is. Do not be alarmed. This truth is not here to destroy you. It is here to set you free. When you see the mask fall, when the truth rises, do not despair. Instead, let gratitude swell, gratitude that God revealed before greater harm was done. Michael commands, do not react in rage. Respond in wisdom. For wisdom protects what rage destroys. Your soulmate also carried a regret. They wished they had told you sooner, that they had not waited so long to confess their fears. They whisper now, forgive me. I did not stay silent because I did not care. I stayed silent because I was weak. I loved you too much to watch you fall apart with me. These words are not excuses, they are repentance. They are proof that love sometimes fumbles, but still remains true. You may feel your skin tingle, your eyes burn with tears, your heart pounding harder. That is your body agreeing with your spirit. That is the resonance of divine confirmation. Michael says, stay. Stay until the end, because the last part of this truth is the key that will unlock their next chapter. God is whispering too. He says, do not despise the brokenness of your soulmate. I can redeem it. Do not despise the delay of the truth. I can still make time bow to my will. Do not despise yourself for not seeing it earlier. Your blindness was protection, not failure. Beloved, your soulmate's hidden truth is about to turn into your visible breakthrough. But only if you stay. Only if you believe. Only if you walk in wisdom, not in fear. Good. You stayed again. That means heaven can open the next scroll. And on that scroll is written not just hidden truth, but the steps that will secure your miracle. Stay ready. The next revelation is closer than you think.